Hi, my name is Nicole Schreiber. I am an Emerald Coach with Team Beachbody. I'm on the Dare to Dream team, and today I'm going to share with you guys a little bit about following up. I know most of us have heard the expression that the fortune is in the follow-up, but I'm going to elaborate a little bit more today on what that's all about and give you guys some tips about following up with your customers. My computer is asleep. Come on. There we go. So before I get started talking about following up, being a professional will take you really, really far in this business. And following up is the key in building your business. I don't know how many people I would have let fall through the cracks had I not been able to follow up with them. And how you invite people and follow up will determine the outcome of your sale. Hopefully all of you have read GoPro by Eric Worre. If you haven't, you need to get it. It's amazing. He's got some amazing advice in there. But the way you go about all of this can make or break your sale for sure. You have to be responsible for taking the initiative to reach out to people. A lot of times I'll show someone a video for P90X3 or 21-day fix, and they'll say something like, yeah, I'll check it out and get back to you. Sadly, they never do. So as a coach, your job is to reach out to them and follow up and make sure that sale goes through. So before we talk about following up, I'm going to briefly go over how to invite someone, because if you don't invite them, you can't follow up. So Beachbody uses the form method. And this is great for people you've just met, but I use this method, on my close friends and my family too. It's a great way to get the conversation going. It's really, really casual, and it opens people up. Because of course, if someone likes you, they'll be more apt to take a look at your business or take a look at your products. Okay, so the F stands for family. An example of how you could start this would be, hey, how's your little girl doing? Or, hey, how's your husband? I heard, whatever, he just got out of the hospital. I don't know, something crazy like that. O, this stands for occupation. So ask about their job. Hey, how are you liking your new job? Or, so what are you doing job-wise these days? Or, hey, I heard you got a promotion. Just ask about their job. The R stands for recreation. What do you guys do for fun? I mean, hey, I saw you guys just install a pool in your backyard. How are you liking it? Just something about what they do recreation-wise. And then at the end, that's when you want to deliver your message, whether it's about coaching or whether it's about taking a look at a challenge pack or your challenge group. You can say something like, oh, hey, you know how I told you earlier that I'm a Beachbody coach? This usually comes up in the occupation. They'll ask about theirs, they'll ask about yours. So I'll say, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach, and then leave it at that. And then later in the message, I'll bring it back up so it's less, there's less pressure that way. You can say, hey, I'm running this really cool group where people check in and da-da-da-da-da. You can tell them about your challenge group and deliver the message that way. So that is the form method. Also, whenever you do start talking to someone, the reason you follow the form method is so you don't just charge right in and say, hey, buy a challenge pack, or hey, join my group. You want to be able to start this conversation first. Remember, as coaches, whenever we're trying to get someone to take a look at our product or our business, we are farmers. We are not hunters. And that is really hard to do. I know a lot of us are, and myself included, it's like, I gotta get a challenge pack. I gotta get a couple more Success Club points. When people pick up on that. So if you are hunting, you're gonna turn people off. So we want to be farmers. We want to invest in our prospects and our new coaches, and we want to slowly build them up. We want to nurture them. We want to teach them and educate them along the way. This is probably the hardest part for me. Emotionally disconnecting yourself from the sale. Oh, this is so hard when you have either 4 Success Club points or 9 Success Club points. This is really, really hard to do. It's easier said than done. But if your demeanor has that air of, hey, whatever happens, it's okay. Of course, in your mind, you want to think that, yes, they're going to get the challenge pack or whatever. But people can sense that urgency, like, I just really got to get this sale. So you need to emotionally disconnect yourself from the sale. So what if someone says no? Just because they say no, it doesn't mean no forever. It just means no, not right now. You never want to take anybody off of your customer list, because when you follow up with them, who knows, maybe their situation in life has changed, and sometimes it takes a really long time for someone to come around. For example, my aunt, she just joined as a coach. For now, she's a discount coach, but I'm still working on her. Took her about 9 months to join. I invited her when I first signed up, and she finally just joined, so it can take a long time. Okay, so now on to the main topic. The fortune really is in the follow-up. 99% of the people I invite to take a look at Beachbody don't buy the product or join right there. I say 99% because I've had one person say, hey, what are you doing? I want to do it too. How do I start? I mean, I wish I had 30 of those customers, but most people will not agree to whatever, challenge group invite or coach invite on the first try. And sadly, since people, they're all busy like we are, they can kind of tend to be flaky when it comes to responding to your invites. This drives me nuts. But you have to remember that everybody has a life and everybody's doing something, so don't let that get you down. And remember, you are the one who has to follow up and reach out to them. Okay, they're not going to come to you. You have to take the initiative as a coach and reach out to them. And when you do, check in and say, hey, you're busy, but I'll get back with you Thursday at 5 o'clock. Do what you say you're going to do, and be professional, and make sure you follow up when you say you will. Now, if people appear to blow you off and don't respond, so you message them, you're following up, you're touching base, that doesn't necessarily mean they're mad or uninterested. I tend to get my feelings hurt really easy, but that's not the case in most cases. Sometimes they're just busy, or they lose it in their inbox if they're on Facebook all the time. So don't take that personally. You can't possibly know what might be going on at their end. Now, for example, let's say you message someone 3 times in a row and you get no reply. Change the subject. Don't mention Beachbody at all, and just get them talking again and work your way back into the conversation and the invite. Okay, so if you're taking notes, now is the time to write stuff down, because I have 5 tips for you for following up. The first is make a customer list. I'm going to show you mine and kind of how I keep track of all my customers, but this is so very important to do. The second is prioritize and update your customer list. If you aren't refreshing it and adding to and moving around, you're going to get in a rut and you're going to get stuck. Number 3 is keep good records. Make sure you're writing down what you're talking to people about, because if you just say, hey, weren't we talking about something a while back, that's going to make you look very unprofessional. So make sure you keep good records. And don't label people. I'll elaborate a little bit more on this. This is also in the inviting thing, but it's very, very crucial in following up as well. And then lastly, be yourself. Okay, well, I'm gonna elaborate on these a little bit more. So number 1, make a customer log or list. I know a lot of people, Jessica Nelson and a lot of the other amazing star diamond coaches use pen and paper. If that works for you, it obviously has a proven track record. For me, that drives me nuts. I'm an Excel person. I'm still hooked on Excel from grad school. So whatever works for you, do that. Sticky notes work for some people, just whatever. Have sections for your current customers, your potential coaches, and whatever other categories you want. I'm going to show you my list real quick, just to give you an idea of what works for me. So here's my new customers tab. I've got free customers from Beachbody. These are leads. These are from Success Club, my friends and family, new coaches, my challenge group, etc. So for my new customers, the ones highlighted in green, these are the ones that I'm just now talking to. I've got the date when I talk to them. I've got notes on what I talked to them about so I don't forget. And I have them prioritize into high priority. These are the ones here at the top. And then I've got some down here that are medium priority. These are people that are not interested right now. See, I didn't take them off my list. I just moved them a little bit closer toward the bottom of my list. And then I have low priority. These are people, you know, who say, hey, I work out at a gym. I'm not interested at all. Okay, I didn't take them off my list. I just moved them down to the bottom. And I have gotten a lot of sales, you guys, from going back and talking, especially to these medium priority people, saying, hey, I'm doing another challenge group. Would you want to get it on this one? Of course, after I do the form method. But this is just an example. Do what works for you, but this is what works for me. Let's see, get back here. Okay, you want to check this log daily or on some sort of a routine basis so you are following up with people when you say you are. If you're going to check in with so-and-so in 2 days and you don't check the customer log for like 5 days, what good is that going to do you? So you want to check it and stay on top of things. So number 2, prioritize and update your customer list. This was the high, medium, low priority that I showed you that works with me. And then continually update this list by adding and shuffling people to where they need to be. We're supposed to add 3 to 5 new contacts a day, so this needs to be going on your list. And of course, always include the date, so if you thought you talked to him last week, it might actually be 2 weeks ago, so you want to make sure and keep good records. Whoops, keep good records, that's the next one. Okay, this is so important. I could not say this enough. Every good business person or business company, they have good records, okay? Being a Beachbody coach is no different. You need to write down what you talk to each person about so that you're staying current with what they're thinking of, with what program, they might want to go with. And oh my gosh, this is so important. You cannot keep all of these conversations straight in your head, okay? Eric Worre in GoPro talks about posers, amateurs, and professionals. Posers try to keep a mental list because they're just kind of going through the motions and not really doing it. And then amateurs get a list, and professionals do this updating and adding new people thing that we've been talking about. So you can't keep it in your head. You've got to get it down in Excel or on paper or on sticky notes, however works for you. You're going to forget someone if you don't write them down. I have forgotten so many conversations, and then I go back and check my log, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I really need to message that person. And you can miss out on a sale or potentially a coach. All right, don't label people. I am so bad about this, but don't assume you know how a person will respond to an invite to try a program, Shakeology, or look at the coaching opportunity. I shot out a random invite to a lady that kind of works near my grandma's house. We're good friends with her. And she was really interested in getting involved in the business. I never would have thought in 10 years that she would have wanted to, but we don't know unless we ask. So don't decide in your head how someone is going to respond before you ask them. You don't know what a person is going through, and Beachbody could be that opportunity that they've been looking for and what they need at that moment. You guys, we have something awesome. We have the absolute best superfood, nutrient-dense shake on the market. We've got these amazing programs that change lives. We have to share that. So don't ever hesitate to share that with someone, because that might be just what they need at that time. And just because a person isn't ready now doesn't mean that their situation won't change in a few days, in a few weeks, months, maybe even a year or two. So this is why we don't take people off our list and why it's so important to follow up. And lastly, be yourself. People are friends with you for you. And if you come off as this crazy fitness expert, and I've done every Beachbody program, and you can list all the 72 ingredients of Shakeology, people are going to be really turned off by that, because you're acting like an expert, and you may be an expert, but more than likely not. And people are going to pick up on that. Would you buy from somebody who is portraying themselves that way? Probably not. People want to see the opportunity or the product and how it's affecting you. I recently put up my P90X3 transformation pictures on my general Facebook page. I got so many hits, so much interest off of that because I shared what these products have done for me personally. People respond to that. Be genuine, show them, share with them, and be yourself. I mean, you can be your most professional self, but nobody likes to talk to the cheesy car salesman. No offense to any car salesmen out there, but I think you understand the stereotype. So lastly, guys, remember that the fortune is in the follow-up. This is such a key part of our business, and I hope you guys got something good out of this today. Thank you so much, and good luck.